video we're going to show you how to install the TST Industries racing adjustable levers from 2013 Kawasaki Ninja zx6r. Okay, we're going to start with the clutch side on the left here. What you need to do is loosen your clutch cable all the way down. And then align the cable removal slot with the top of the lever right here. Then you need a 10mm socket, and there will be a nut underneath the fulcrum pivot point. The top of it's right here, and it'll be right there. Undo the nut on the bottom of that fulcrum pivot point. Alright, so now you just press out the pivot point. Your lever body is now free from the perch, but if you notice here, the switch box prevents it from coming out. What you'll need to do is loosen your perch, and that'll allow you space to remove your lever. And now get it out of the adjuster. You remove the cable from the clutch. You will also need to reuse this center pivot point here in your new TST Industries lever. You install it like so, and now you just reinstall it in the reverse order of disassembly. Cable in, into the perch. Get your cable in the adjuster. Install your pivot point. Now your pivot point is keyed, so make sure you get it in the key all the way down. And now you'll need to replace the nut from the bottom of the pivot point. Now get that pivot point nice and snug. Do not over tighten it. Make sure the lever moves freely. Now what you'll need to do is readjust where your lever sits and then tighten it down. So adjust it back to where it feels right to you, and also consider, make sure it doesn't impact with any peripheral geometry of the bike. Now you want to tighten down your perch, make sure this assembly does not move, and lastly you will now adjust the tension on your clutch cable. Best practice is to look in the service manual and get directions for doing that there. Now you can adjust how far the lever sits from the bar by using this adjuster. This is the closest. This is farthest. You'll be able to adjust this to your liking. And now you can go on to the brake side. Okay, now so for the following step, we will remove the stock brake lever. To do that, we need to loosen the nut on the fulcrum point of that lever. Once you break it loose, you can take it off by hand. It'll spin off freely. This nut, the purpose of this nut is to lock down the pivot point screw. So now, once the nut's off, we'll loosen that screw and remove it from the assembly. And now your brake lever comes out. Put it to the side. Grab your TST Industries lever. In this lever set, you will have your TST Industries lever and also a steel cylinder that goes in here, and that's responsible for pressing the master cylinder. So we'll go ahead and assemble this together, making sure that the hole in the cylinder faces the slot in the lever here. This is where the master cylinder will sit. Okay. We will replace this in the master cylinder assembly, making sure that the cylinder and the master cylinder piston engage. And now you replace the pivot point. Now I need to screw it down, make sure it's snug, and now replace the locking nut from the bottom. And then just tighten it down with a wrench. And you should be good to go. Again, you can adjust the distance between the bar and the lever body to your liking. And you're pretty much set to go. One additional note is that this is a brand new bike, so we didn't replace any of the grease around any of the pivot points. It has plenty in there. It's always good practice to pack some grease on dry metal and metal surfaces, so consider that in your installation. Alright, now you're ready to ride? Have fun.